Good evening, students. Can you hear me? Good evening, students. Can you hear me? Good. We'll just wait for 2 minutes and then we'll start. Okay. Okay, so Rajni is there, Geeta is there, Emil is there, Gulam is there, Gulam Azim. Okay. Just we'll wait for 1 more minute and then we'll start the class. Okay, meanwhile, I'll share my screen. Good evening, Tasneem. Good evening, Ananya, Rajni. So, good evening, all students. Let's start our class. I'll just stop my video, okay? So, students, in last class, we were discussing about operations on real number, right? We had started with operation on real number. We'll continue with that. We had talked about if you add, subtract, divide, or you multiply a rational and irrational number, one rational and one irrational, you will get irrational number. This is what we did in the last class. Okay, we get irrational number. So now let us talk about if both the numbers are irrational, what will happen? Okay, so let's take some examples and try to find out what will happen if both of them are irrational. Now suppose, let me take, so we are considering both are irrational. So for instance, if I take root 2 plus root 5. So suppose I take their decimal representation. So 1.4142 and so on, plus root 5 is 2.236 and so on. Okay. So what will happen if we add them? If we add them, we will get irrational number. Firstly, it is very difficult to add them, isn't it? Because we don't know. Okay, so it will become little difficult to add them. But anyway, suppose we try to just add till 3 decimal places and approximately we get the answer. Okay, so what happens? We get 3, 4, 5, then 6, and then 3 point. So still, what will happen? It's an irrational number or not? This will be irrational, isn't it? So when we are adding, this will be irrational. Correct? Likewise, if we are subtracting, then also we will have either it can be irrational, isn't it? Just give me a minute. My chat box is not working. Okay, now, yeah. Yeah, approximately, Maria, we'll get approximate value, but that won't be correct, right? Because we do know, like these numbers are not terminating, isn't it? So we don't know till where we should add, or the addition will continue, isn't it? It's approximate value, but actually in decimals we will not deal. Okay. So when we have to add, uh, we can add them just to show that if we approximate them to 3 digits, okay, if we actually we won't add them like this, okay, just to show you that if we try to add add them by approximation, then what happens, okay, that's it. Otherwise we won't add them like this, okay. That I will also teach you. Okay, give me, we are teaching the formulas only. So that means this is this is not actually the exact value. This is approximate value, I can say. Okay. So students see a lot of disturbance in the class when you join late. Okay. So please try to join 5 minutes early. Now what happens? So basically just don't go into addition part right now. Just try to understand. We are saying when we are adding two irrational numbers, we will get irrational number or we may not get. Okay. For instance, suppose I do root 2 plus or minus root 2. What will that be? That will be 0, no? Then 0 is what? 0 is rational. So we can't say that if we will add two irrational numbers, we will always get a rational number. We can get a rational or we can get a rational number, both ways. Okay. While if we are taking both those numbers, like one rational, one irrational, we will always get a rational number. Correct? Similarly, like I can show you that if we subtract root 2 minus root 2, we will get 0, which is again rational. Okay. Then root 3, suppose into root 3 will give me 3, which is again rational. And suppose I divide root 17 by root 17, that will be 1, which is again rational. So if you are taking two irrational numbers, so conclusion that if we add, subtract, multiply or divide, okay, add, subtract, multiply or you divide two irrational numbers, you may get a rational number or you may not get, okay, or you may get a irrational number. So two irrational numbers you can get rational or irrational, okay, both ways. So we can't conclude anything. Okay, if one is rational, one is irrational, we will have to see what is coming. Okay. So now, in actual practice, when we have numbers within this sign, root sign, we are not going to take their. Okay, we are not going to take the decimal. Okay, we will not take decimal representation. We have certain rules which we will apply. But before that, let me introduce you to radical sign. Okay, so which is important because after this, no one is going to tell you what is radical sign. You should know the term. See, radical sign, actually you have been using root, no? So this sign is actually a radical sign. Okay. So when I'm saying square root, actually what we mean when I say square root of 4, we actually, this should be like this. Okay. But whenever there is a radical sign without any number, we say, okay, this is a square root. But if I have this thing, it is cube root. Okay. Cube root. This sign is a radical sign. It's not actually square root sign. Okay, this is a radical sign. You use a small number with it, which will define your root. So if you have a small 2, it's square root, which we assume, if it is not there, still we assume 2 is there. Okay. Then if you have 4 here, it will be a fourth root. Okay, fourth root. So this thing, like you should understand what is the radical sign, and you must have done cube root, fourth root, but then it's important to understand here again. Now, all of you, after radical sign, let's discuss on property of square root. Okay, one thing more. Can you tell me, when I say cube root of 8, okay, this can be written as cube root of 2 into 2 into 2, right? So this is cube root of 2 whole cube. So the radical sign can go with 3. Okay, if it is cube root, it will go with 3. If it is square root, like square root of 4 is same as square root of 2 whole square. So then the square root sign goes with power 2. And similarly, fourth root of 16 will be fourth root of 2 power 4. Okay, so then this will go. So this is one of the things that we will be using while calculations in your higher classes. Not right now. Those of you who are going to take science next year, it will be very useful. Students, sometimes my chat box is not working today. See, I'm trying to read your comments, but it's not coming. Anyways, let me try once more if it comes. Okay. So next, another thing is, suppose you have a root of a is equal to b. Okay, how can you remove this root sign from here? You can write a is equal to b square. Okay, so basically what we are doing, squaring both sides. We are squaring both sides. Okay, so you can remove your square root sign from the number by squaring both sides. Basically what we are doing, we have root of a is equal to b. So you square both sides. We get root of a whole square is equal to b square. Then this 2 will cancel out your square root. So a is equal to b square. Okay, this is what actually we are doing. But suppose root of 4 is equal to 2. So clearly 4 is equal to 2 square, isn't it? So if you, this makes things easier to understand. Okay. So in this way, you can remove your cube root sign also. Okay. If you have cube root of a is equal to b, so then what you will do? Cube both sides. So you will get a is equal to b cube. So you can remove your radical sign. If it is a cube root, cube other side. If it is a square root, square other side. And remove the square root sign. Okay. So all these things will help you. Students, all of you can hear me? Just one of you, can you write yes or no? Because I want to check my system right now. Are you all there? Because there's nothing, I can't see anything happening. Okay, okay, Omar, you're there, correct. So I just want to know if all of you are there. Okay, so let's proceed further. Now we will do some properties. Okay, so let's do some identities related to square. This you understand, no? Right, radical sign. So let's do properties of square root. Okay. So you have to, I will give you example side by side. So first property says you have root of AB. You can write it as root of A into root of B. Okay. Let's take one example. You have root 15. You can write it as what? Root of 3 into 5, which is equal to root 3 into root 5. Okay, good, good. I got the chat box now, students. My chat box was not coming. So, okay, Vidhan, tell what's the doubt, right? Anybody, any doubt, write it. So, first property you understood? Okay. Second one, let's do. Okay, so suppose you have within the root, you have A by B. You can separate the sign. Okay, you can write root of A by root of B. For instance, you can have root of 2 by 3. This is same as root of 2 by root of 3. See, we are not going to use decimal values. Actually, when we are dealing with irrational numbers, we will not use the decimal values. Only for certain cases when nothing can be done, then we will use. Otherwise, we won't use. Okay, let's take next one. Okay, third property is if you have root A plus root B and root A minus root B. Okay, this will be A minus B into A plus B form. It will be actually root of A whole square minus root of B whole square. Correct? So this will be equal to what? A minus B. So this we will use as a property. Okay. Okay, I will do it. Okay. Okay. Can you repeat the first one? Okay. The first property is saying if you have root of A, B. With that, I will come to your doubt. All of you just give me a moment. I will clear everybody's doubt. Okay. So one by one, I will just see your doubts and clear. So see, if there is a number which cannot be found by multiplication for first one, okay. So then we will keep it as it. Vedant, we will keep it as it is. We will do questions, no? That time you will understand. So if suppose there is a number we can't do, for instance, root 7, okay. So you can write it as root 7 into 1 or not. So this will be root 7 into root 1. Root 7 only. So if there is a number which we cannot separate out, it's okay. It's a property. If you can separate it out, it's fine. If you can't separate it out, it's still okay. We will use as it is. Okay. So first property, some of you missed it. First property is saying if within the root you have product of two numbers, then you can separate them. Okay. You can write it as root of A into root of B. For example, if I take root 15, you can write it as root 3 into root 5, correct? So then by this property, what is happening? I can separate it. I can write it as root 3 into root 5. Clear? Okay, what else was the doubt? I don't know where my chat box is hiding today. Okay, so next property, if within the root you have, Omar ask, Type in the chat box, I will see. Okay, when the chat box appears, I'll see. I don't know what is happening today. My chat box is not coming. Yes, I got. Yes, it is here. Just give me a moment. Okay, for root 4 by 4, I'll tell you. Okay. So for root 4 by 4, square root of 4 by 4, root 1. Okay. Okay. What will be the result according to the property? Root 1. I'll tell you. See, Umar is asking if it is root of 4 by 4. Okay. Anybody else? Any doubt? Okay. Clear to all of you? No. All doubts are clear? Yes. See, so second property, if you have root of 4 by 4, you will cancel this normal mathematics. That's root 1. Clear? Next one, see, if you have root A plus root B and root A minus root B, that will be equal to A minus B. How it is coming? Because I'm using A plus B into A minus B is A square minus B square. And then this 2 will cancel out the square root sign, which I told you earlier. Okay, just in the class, just before starting properties of square root, I made this thing clear for you. So you can write these because these are very important. We'll be using everywhere. Okay, okay. Take next one. So if next property is, suppose you have one of them is root and one of them is not in the root. So what will happen? I will get, again we'll use A plus B into A minus B is A whole square minus of root B whole square. So then this one is going to cancel and we'll get A square minus B. Okay. So let me take one example. If it is root 2 plus root 3 into root 2 minus root 3. Okay. So this is going to be equal to 2 minus 3. So that's minus 1. Okay. This is an example here. Then here we can take 2 plus root 3, 2 minus root 3. What happens? I will get 4 minus 3. Okay, because A square minus B. So root 3 will change to 3 only. I gave example of third one, right? Okay. Now fourth we did, fifth one. Fifth property is saying if you have completely different ones, what you will do? I'll give you, this one is like, write it. Root C plus root B, all are different. Okay. So then what happens? Let me show you how it will come. So let me show you the example, then I will write this part. Otherwise, it will be more confusing. Let's take an example. So let's take root 2 plus root 3, say root 5 plus root 7. Okay, now all are different. So normal, how do you find the product of two brackets? You do that. So I will take root 2 into root 5 is equal to root 10. Then root 2 into root 7. Okay, so plus root 14 plus root 3 into root 5, root 15, and then plus root 3 into root 7, root 21. Okay, so that means you will do root of AC plus root of AD plus root of BC plus root of BD. And third one I gave you, no example. Yes, this will be the answer. We can't add them otherwise, okay? Tasneem, we won't be able to add them. Okay, let me proceed. Since all of you understood, let me proceed. So next one is, we'll do questions. That time it will be more like, it will give you a good practice. Let's take, suppose we have root A plus root B whole square we have to do. Okay. So nothing, we will apply our A plus B whole square formula. So root A whole square plus 2 into root A into root B plus root B whole square. Okay. So this will be, what will happen? This 2 will cancel out the root. 2 will cancel out the root. So you will have A plus 2 root AB plus B. Vedant, let me see, which property you have this doubt? A plus B into A minus square root B. No, it is A plus root B. Okay. Vedant, it is A plus root B into A minus root B. Okay, let me see. Just one. Fourth property. See, Vedant, I think you're missing this sign. It's root B, correct? Then A square minus B. Vedant, this is A plus root B, A minus root B. So this will become A square minus of root B whole square. No? Clear? So then root B whole square is that this 2 will cancel root sign. So we are left with A square minus B. Still you have doubt? Okay. So let's do some questions. We'll do some questions. Things will be more clear. Don't worry. Let me take one question. Let's simplify. So let me take Vedant, a question that Vedant has. Okay. So let me say 5 plus root 5 into 5 minus root 5. Okay. So what will happen? This is A, this is B. So A plus B, A minus B is equal to A square minus B square. So 5 whole square minus root 5 whole square, which is equal to 25 minus, this will cancel the square root sign and we have 5. So answer is 20. Yes. Yes, the answer is 20. Ayan, you see now with the example you understood? Ayan, with the example. Mohammed Ayan, see, I took this question, no? No? Okay. Okay, some of you are not understanding. Let me do again. Let me try to make you understand. You know this property, a plus b into a minus b. This is a property you have learned in your previous classes. You know this one? Okay, let me, now what I'm saying, one number is in the root and the other one is not in the root. Okay, Ayan. So what will happen? Suppose let me take 2 plus root 3 and 2 minus root 3. Okay, now I want to use this identity I will use. What is my A? A is 2. What is my B? B is root 3. Correct? So the answer, let's use the property. Answer will be equal to what? This should be equal to a square minus b square. So 2 square minus of b is how much? Root 3. So root 3 whole square. Now 2 square is 4 and root 3 whole square is how much? 3. You know this, root 3 into root 3 is 3 only. For that's why root 3 whole square, I cancel the sign. So that's how we are getting 1. Now it is clear. See, got it? Good. Okay, Mukund Goti, okay. Question can be any way round. Umar, question can be any way round. Then A will be root 3 and B will be 2. Okay, just you have to apply. If it is other way around, still we will apply in the same way. Let me take more questions. Things will become clear when will take questions, will do exercise. Things will become more and more clear. I can understand you are doing these questions for the first time, but what will happen? This will be required by you in your future. Let's do this one. 5 plus root 7 into 2 plus root 5. Okay. Now see, all of them are different, no? So what to do? We cannot use a plus b, a minus b, nothing we can do. So we will multiply. We will open the brackets like the normal procedure. Okay. So what will get? 10 plus 5 root 5. Okay, 5 into root 5 is 5 root 5. Then we will take this one. So this will be root 7 into 2, which is 2 root 7. Plus now this one. Root 7 into root 5, root 35. Okay. This one is clear. Okay, I will give you. Tasneem, I will give you one example. Or you do this question, then I'll give you. This is clear. Okay, some of you are asking me what will happen if instead of 2 plus root 3, 2 minus root 3, I had root 3 plus 2 and root 3 minus 2. Okay, let's see what will happen. So suppose we have to find root 3 plus 2 and root 3 minus 2. Okay, so A is root 3 and B is 2. Again, by the property, we should have A square minus B square. So root 3 whole square minus 2 square. So what will happen? Root 3 whole square will give me 3 because 2 will cancel the sign, minus 4. So this is minus 1. Okay, great. Okay, shall I take more? I'll take more questions. See what will happen if I have root 3 plus root 7 whole square. This will be A plus B whole square formula we will apply. So root 3 whole square plus 2 into root 3 into root 7 plus root 7 whole square. So this is 3 plus 2 root 21 plus 7. Now we can add these two, but we can't do anything to this. Okay, so we will have 10 plus 2 root 21. And what, we can further solve little bit. We can have 2 common from here because this is 2 into 5, this is 2 times root 21. So if 2 is taken out common, we are left with 5 plus root 21 inside. Just note down. Why 10 root, let me see. Why 10 root 21? No. Why will it be? See, I'm using a plus b whole square formula. What is we are using? Since a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this is 2, this is a, this is b. Yes, Pradeep, yes. We can write it as 2 times Masiha, correct. 2 times 5 plus 21, no, root 21. Pranav, I can't understand what is your, sorry, I forgot to. Okay, okay, okay. So this is clear. See how we have to do, because no one is going to tell you each and every step like this. Okay, teacher will expect that you will do on your own this thing. See, next one, root 11 minus root 7, root 11 plus root 7. Correct. So a minus b, a plus b form. So like since a minus b into a plus b is a square minus b square. So given formula will become, given question will become root 11 whole square minus root 7 whole square, which is equal to 11 minus 7, that is 4. Correct. Okay. Now this is clear. Students, I think we need to wait for a moment because my pen is not working. It fell down. So just give me some time. Uh, Students, actually, my pen fell from my hand and now it's not working. So I think we'll have to stop for today because I will have to look out for another way. Okay. I'm so sorry for this thing, but it's not working. It's not getting connected anymore. And without the pen, it's difficult to teach. Okay, students? Don't worry, I'll figure out a way. Okay? Let me see what can be done. So I'm so sorry. We'll have to just stop our class today here itself. Okay? So just bear with me. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. No, not to worry. I'll figure out a way, okay, and inform you all. But today we won't be able to continue. Okay? Thank you.